Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of Real World Basics. Today we are going to be talking about making a doctor's appointment. So making a doctor's appointment can feel daunting at times, but in today's video, we will learn how to prepare yourself for the phone call if that's how you make your appointment and the appointment itself. So I have always been super anxious making phone calls, and for whatever reason, making a doctor's appointment was even harder. So it wasn't until I was working as a receptionist at a doctor's office that I finally figured out the formula to successfully making an appointment over the telephone, which I am here to share with you guys today step by step. So just a reminder, I am not a medical professional, so the information in today's video isn't intended to serve in place of any medical advice, and should you be in need of medical attention, please contact your closest healthcare provider. So the first step is to figure out what isn't right. So the first step in making a doctor's appointment is to figure out what you need to go to the doctor for. So are you due for regular preventative care? Did something change suddenly or gradually with your body? How long has it been since it started? Where is it on your body? Try to identify the concern as specific as you can, because that's going to help the front desk staff schedule you accordingly. And you want to remember that you're not diagnosing yourself, you're just giving them a better understanding of what they can do to help you. So if you really can't describe specifics outside of symptoms that you're feeling, like something stinging, ache in your body, you feel nauseous, then you just want to do your best to give words to what you're feeling. And the second step is figuring out who you need to call. So sometimes it's easy to figure out, like if you're having vision problems, you go to an ophthalmologist, or if you're having like problems with your teeth, you go to the dentist. But outside of the more like obvious subject specific places, you don't really know where to start. So a good place to start is with your primary care physician, sometimes referred to as a PCP. So this could be your family physician, a student health center, or like a walk-in clinic. And primary care providers are trained to know a little bit about everything so that they can help all of the different types of patients that they see in a day. So when a patient needs further, more specialized care, that's when they will refer you to a specialist. So a lot of specialists might even require a referral from a primary care provider prior to taking on a new patient. So you might need to just see a primary care provider anyways. So the third step is getting everything ready before you make your appointment. So before you dial the phone number to make an appointment, you get your calendar to look up their hours of operation and figure out where in your school or work schedule an appointment would work best for you. And if you're able to get your appointment as early as you can in the day, I would definitely do that, because doctors usually get like behind as the day goes on and like patients keep coming in. So going early in the day just increases your chances of getting in and out like on time. You want to bring your insurance card, have that in front of you, know your provider. Is it Anthem, United, TRICARE? What are they? What's your group number, your group and member ID on your insurance card? And if you aren't the primary insurance holder, like if you're still on your parents' insurance, then you want to also, they sometimes ask for like a birthday or something just to verify the insurance. You also might want to have your ID card with you. They might not ask you for like a license or ID number, but if you are anxious on the phone, I find that if or when they ask you for your address, you have something to read out, just in case you get nervous on the phone. Just like gives you something to focus on. And then any written notes you might need. So if you are also nervous on the phone, you can totally write out a script before you make the phone call. If you get flustered on the phone, you can just write everything out, like starting from how you introduce yourself all the way down to why you're calling. So you just give yourself this whatever support you need on whatever level you need it. And the fourth step is during the phone call. So depending on when you call during the day, they may be super busy and you might need to hold for a little bit. So if you expect that, it doesn't really set you on edge. And then when you're talking to them, you give them enough information that is appropriate regarding your reason for making an appointment so that they can appropriately schedule you. But they don't need the entire history because a lot of patient scheduling systems have a limited amount of space to write notes, and they don't need that much information if it's just on the intake. There's nothing they can really do with that. You also want to know that a lot of doctors, especially specialists, are booked out like several weeks to months in advance. And it really sucks, but there's not a whole lot they can do about it. If your reason for your appointment is really urgent, you can let them know how urgent it is for you and tell them what your concerns are, and they might be able to work you in sooner. And if not, and you really can't wait, then it's okay to call around to other offices to see if they have earlier appointments. And if you have to do that, your doctor should totally understand because, sometimes you got to be seen. You can also always ask to be placed on an appointment cancellation list too. And also, you want to ask, what do you need to do prior to the appointment? You can ask about paperwork you need to fill out. Can you do it online or like print it out at home? Do you have any records to send to them? Previous medical history to fax. You can also ask, are there any things you should or shouldn't do before the appointment? And you want to write it all down, even if you think you'll remember, because you might still forget something, and get all of their contact information, so like an email address, a fax number, those kind of things, and then send your records over as soon as you can, and make sure that they receive them in the days leading up to the appointment, because hunting down medical records takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and if they're trying to do that during your appointment will take a really long time because sometimes they can't move forward with your appointment without reviewing previous records or diagnostic work. And finally, you get to the fifth step when you're at the actual appointment. So they will always tell you to arrive like 15 minutes early and do it if you can. They ask that for a reason because, like I said a moment ago, paperwork takes a while, and then showing up earlier than your scheduled appointment time lets them process all of that. And then as soon as you and the doctor are both ready to go, you can get in and get out. You also want to bring a list of things that you noted in step 1, the list of things that aren't right. That way you don't forget anything. And you can tell your doctor about all of them, even if they don't seem like they could be related, because they could be, but your doctor needs to know all of them to make the connection. So you can also make a list of questions for your doctor. That way you write them all out, and you can write down the answers as they're given. So if you're also shy, you can just kind of give them your list to review. Doctors also seem to appreciate, from my experience, when you bring a list, because it shows that you're invested in your health. And then finally, you want to be honest with your medical provider. They can't help you if you don't tell them like everything that's going on with you, even if it's something that seems like really embarrassing or silly to you. They are not judging you or laughing at you. And if for any reason that they do, then you should find a new medical provider that treats you with respect. But medical records for adults, so those are 18 years old or older, in the United States are legally protected, as are the conversations that they have between them and their healthcare provider. The rights of minors are as well to a certain extent, but it varies depending on the location. So it would be a good idea if you are a minor to ask your medical office what their policies and practices are relating to protecting minors' rights. So I know making appointments on the phone can be stressful, especially if you're not sure what to do or you've never done it for yourself before. But when you break it down step by step, you have a formula that you can follow, and you can do that until you are confident on your own. So today's video wraps up our segment on staying healthy. And speaking of being on your own, next week we are going to start talking about independence, starting with moving out and all of the things that go into getting ready to move out. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us at the Manassas Park City Library if you have any questions about today's video, or if you have any topics you'd like to see covered in upcoming Real World Basics videos. I will see you guys next week. Bye!